Hey everyone, my name is Heather Havenwood and welcome to another version of Uncaged. And today I'm going to be talking to you about, do you have the guts and the courage to fail? All right, let's get you started and get you uncaged. Okay, hey everyone, my name is Heather Havenwood and I'm super excited to be here today to talk to you about something as an entrepreneur that I have lately been struggling with, and that is failure, and being embarrassed of the failure. And what's so interesting about that is for 2015 to 2017, 18, I went on over 450 podcasts or more. I lost count, just a lot of podcasts, and sharing my personal story about how I went through bankruptcy in 2005 and how I overcame that, and how I created an amazing book called Sexy Boss and how it really changed my life. And then when everything kind of hit in the last 2019, especially right now, I've rediscovered myself and I'm really looking at changing how I do things online. I'm changing a brand. I started Uncaged. And then I made a commitment to myself to actually start going live like this for Monday through Thursday every day. But I made that commitment 3 weeks ago. And honestly, I have been scared. I've been in this massive vulnerability of fear of like, what the hell I'm going to say, which is crazy. Yeah, I've been doing, I get choked up about it because, I've been doing online marketing since 2001, and I've been doing direct response marketing for a long time. I've had the most amazing mentors and coaches in the world. I know a lot of famous people, but more importantly, who I am truly in my heart is an entrepreneur. It's who I am. Every time, actually recently, I did this exercise. It was an exercise that someone had done that felt right for me to do as an entrepreneur. And what I did is I gave myself this permission. I gave myself permission to relook at my career and go, well, maybe I shouldn't be an entrepreneur. Maybe it's time to change that. Maybe it's time to let that go. And that was just a part of my life. And so I started to look at, what are my choices? Where can I go? And I applied for law school. I applied for law school and got accepted. Went through that. I allowed myself to say, I'm going to be a lawyer. I allowed myself to look at, maybe I should go into coding and all these different things, get a job in coding, because I'm actually very interested in that. And every time that I did, I started to look at it for myself, like giving myself permission to go get a big job at Amazon or go do all these different things. I know that you're probably wondering, what in the hell are you talking about, Heather? But I really gave myself this permission to choose a new life. And I kept coming back to like who I am as an entrepreneur, because I know that my mission is to really help and serve people that feel like me. And who I am and what I really grew up in is, I grew up in a world called, you're too much. You're fucking too much, Heather. You're too sensitive. You're too this. You're too that. You're too this. You're too loud. You're too soft. I grew up in a world called, Heather, something's wrong with you and you're too fucking much. And then I've lived that out. I've been trying to put myself in a box, especially in the female business owner box, that like it needs to look a certain way or have the right hair or have the right outfits. I mean, it's a bunch of bullshit. And I'm hoping that this show is to encourage you, because I'm going through it right now, of finding your voice and finding your tribe of your people. It might be that you're building a tribe. It might be you're going to be the leader of that. It might be that you just want to find that tribe. You want to find the people like you. Because I know during this time, as things are happening, the more online we get, the more connected we want to be. I believe that. I really believe that. I believe that the more we go virtual, the more the desire to connect with our tribe, with people that get us, is skyrocketing. It's skyrocketing. I'm building and I'm launching something that I'm going to share with you here in a second. As I gave myself this permission a couple of weeks ago to I really did. I was like, you know what? I'm okay with this. I can completely take down all my books. I can take down all my websites and completely go into a whole new direction. And like I said, I applied to law school. I actually went through the process, the admission process. I scheduled out my next 2.5, 3 years, and I was like, I'm going to be a lawyer. I told a couple people it wasn't right for me. I started going through the list. I started going through my classes I was going to be taking, and nothing inspired me. Nothing. And I thought, if I'm going to live the next 25 years, I'm 45, and I'm in the conversation of what does my life really want to be? What do I really want to do? Really? Now, I know that I'm in the entrepreneur world and people look at me and go, wow, you've done all these great things. But a lot of it, I fell into that. And I followed other people. I followed what they told me to do. I followed what their advice was and they were doing. So I did the same thing. I didn't actually begin to think for myself, what do I want? What do I want? I was having this great conversation with a friend of mine. He's here locally in Austin, and we're having these amazing dialogues. And I looked at him one day, I go, what do you want? And he said something. I go, no, what do you want? What do you really freaking want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? And he was just taken back. I'm like, what is it you really want? And he started to see that people don't really ask him that. People don't ask him, what do you want? He's a provider, right? He's got 2 kids. He looks at that. He's responsible for them. His desires and his wants goes out the window all the time. I get that. I really get that. I started to do that with my clients of what they wanted, what their dreams were my only priority. And I stopped basically doing my dream. What do I want? That's why this brand of Uncaged is about seeing the cage we're in, and you might not even see you're in it. You might not even see you're in it. I talked to one of my mentors last night, and I was upset about some stuff, and mainly because I made this commitment to myself to be here on lives, sharing the experiences of entrepreneurship and teaching and helping. And I said, I'm embarrassed. And I'm in tears. And he's like, what are you embarrassed about? I go, I'm embarrassed that no one's going to listen. I'm embarrassed and afraid that the 20 years I've spent in mentorship and apprenticeship and learning and educating myself and the thousands of books I've learned, that it was all for nothing. What if I start actually sharing with people and no one gives a shit? And he started to share with me about how he used to go and he's a musician and is rapping and cool shit. And he said, I remember going to restaurants and bars and being on a stage and putting my whole heart into this song, and it'd be me and the bartender. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell? What am I doing this for? But I put my heart into it. And when that one person showed up, I put my whole and soul heart into that song, and I made a profound difference. And it reminded me actually of a story of Joel Osteen talking about his father. His father had this dream of Lakewood Church. But in the beginning, for the first 10 years of Lakewood Church, which if you know Lakewood now, it's massive. The largest, actually, one of the second largest churches in the entire United States. For 10 years, he couldn't grow that church beyond 200 people. The first couple of years, it was 25 people. Imagine you put all this time and energy into a sermon and you stand in front of 25 people. That's what it feels like sometimes for me. This is what it feels like sometimes for me. And so I named this show about, do you have the guts to fail? And I could definitely come out here and tell you about all these times I overcame failure, but you know what? I'm dealing with failure and feeling like a failure right now in the middle of this freaking pandemic. There's so much shit going on with my friends, with myself. I know people are having a hard time with addiction, different kinds of addiction. And I see the struggling. I do. I see the struggling, but I also see successes. And I start to remember that the only thing I can really count on, the only thing I can really, really control as a business person, as a woman, as an entrepreneur, but first and foremost, as me, is all I can do is focus on my lane. That's all I can do, one day at a time, one conversation at a time. How can I impact this one person? How can I make a difference for them? And how can I also make sure it's an integrity with myself? Now, you're probably wondering, I know Heather as teaching marketing. Let me explain something to you. You can learn marketing in a book. Success is all about philosophy. Jim Rohn, my biggest mentor, who's no longer here on this planet, is my mentor. Philosophy is everything. The philosophy of how you think, your daily habits is everything. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to listen to Hal, the Miracle Morning. He's here in Austin. I've actually heard him speak before, but yesterday he was on a live with Joe Polish. I love marketing. And I tuned in and I absolutely loved it. I've been taking on my mornings actually since November. I actually met him in November of last year at Carnegie Hall in 2019, so a year ago. And I started doing a kind of a version of Miracle Morning every single day for the first 180 days. I had this group text message of friends and I would type in 1-1882, 18. And then I did for the second round, 1-1882. I did so basically 2. I'm on my third right now and I kind of stopped. And I couldn't figure out why I stopped. And I got on that call yesterday with Hal and I started to realize the habit didn't stop. What I stopped is reporting it. And so I'm going to be making that commitment. You'll start to see that on my Facebook. I'm just going to start reporting what I'm doing. But I haven't stopped the habit of owning my morning and doing the things that he says. I want to do a whole video about that because I actually have taken what he taught and I have my own version of that around my affirmations and how I speak. And honestly, if it wasn't for me taking on my morning the last couple of weeks and couple of months, I don't know where I'd be. I mean, really, a lot of overwhelm, depression, things like that. I'm like everybody else. I deal with my own demons in my head and depression and things like that. And I've definitely been into dark freaking places the last couple of weeks. I don't talk about it. The other thing that I've been doing is even what I wear. A lot of times I've been wearing certain outfits that I feel like that's what I should wear. This is what I look like every day. I'm in my hoops. I'm in my sexy boss stuff. And this is me. This is totally me. And so when I was talking to my mentor last night, he's like, be you, girl. You're not looking for thousands of people to love you. You're looking for your tribe that can really actually connect with you. And the reality is business right now for me has been challenging because I'm revamping everything. And I wasn't sure if this was the right direction, which brings me to what I'm building and what I'm launching. And I get nervous talking about it, believe it or not, because to be honest, I've been in marketing for a long time. And the people that have been my mentors and coaches and consultants have all been amazing men. And I've had a hard time really leaning into women as leaders in the space. There's not a lot of them. And I've been looking for a leader, a woman leader in the space to like, oh, I can emulate that. I can be like her. I can like follow that. But I really haven't found one that I resonate with, that I can go like, she's my girl. You know what I mean? And that's because I'm pretty of a strong person. As I said, I was taught that I was too much in school and too loud and too this and keep it down, all this crap, you know? I was ADD and labeled, another conversation. And so as I launch this program, which I'm choosing and deciding to do, I'm launching it because I realize that there's other people like me, the rebels. I am a freaking rebel. I am. I'm a total rebel. I realize that people want to know the systems and structures on how to market their business, and I have those. But I also know that it's the rebels, it's the artists, it's the creatives, it's the people that go, I want to be something different. But yet I understand the philosophy and the systems that they can play. And it's like playing football. You can know the rules of the game, right? But you can still be creative inside the rules, right? That is who the people that I want to work with and freaking explode. Every single client I've worked with has done tremendous and they've exploded their business. But there was a missing for something with me with all of those clients where I didn't feel I was really building a community and a connection and a network that will outlast me. A community of people that are vulnerable, a community of people that desire to grow and expand and realize that their business expansion is equal to the success of their own expansion. Really. And so that I am building this out. I'm building out Influencer Tribe. It's called Influencer Tribe. And you'll sort of see more about it. It's actually launching on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving on Thursday the 24th, next week. But I want to be clear about something. A lot of people know me for a lot of different things. But what people don't know about me is that most of the things they know of me aren't really me. Does that make sense? Like it's some kind of label someone told about me, but not really the true me. You know, like not like the true essence. There's very few people that are in my small little world over here, what I call my inner circle. There's like a handful. I won't even say handful, less than a handful. And the real people that know me know that like I live and breathe in the world of personal development and philosophy and really wanting to invoke freedom for everyone because my number one value in life is freedom. And so I want to help people find their own freedom so they can see and be uncaged. And why might I call it Influencer Tribe? Influencer Tribe. There's a lot of buzzwords around the word influence. But for me, an influencer is someone who's impacting people. They're a coach, they're a consultant, they're an author, they're a speaker, whatever you want to call that. For me, they're influencing. They're making an impact and they're influencing how people think, how they think about themselves, how they think about their body, how they view their relationships, how they communicate. That's an influencer to me. And I want to be able to build a tribe of people that want to connect, that want to support, thrive, help, and pull everybody up. This isn't the Heather tribe. This is the Influencer Tribe, where it's not about me. It's about the influencer. It's about understanding what it's like to be connected with other creatives that actually think like you. I know that my experience of finding that has been challenging. The reason I say that, and let me share my experience, okay? My experience, it's cool as a guy to be ADD and crazy because the female can come behind them. Either they get an assistant or their operations girl or their girlfriend or their wife. All of a sudden, the woman's coming behind them, managing them, and dealing all the details. I'm like a guy. I'm a total ADD, right? I'm a creative, I'm a creator, and I'm very challenged in the world of detail operations. Now, I've had to learn that, right? But I always look at guys that are like really creative and they have this woman in their life that has like handles all the details. And I'm like, holy crap, I want that. But there's this thing like, oh, well, something's wrong with you. You're not a normal female. That's where I go in my head. And that is bullshit. I know that there's other men and women that are like me, that are creative and that want to influence more people, and they want to be around other creatives. And so what I'm going to be doing with Influencer Tribe is teaching the actual systems that really work, that truly work, and the right success philosophy, the right mindset to actually be successful in business. Now, business is online now. So it's no longer like online marketing. Now it's just marketing, okay? It's just how it is now. This is just how we are. No more, I'm an online marketer, I'm an internet marketer. It's all crap. If you're in business, you're online. Welcome to the new world. So I want to help people that are small to mid-sized businesses that are, how do I make more money, more profit, more impact, more influence, and more income for my life? That's what I want. And I'm not looking for millions of people. I realize that my tribe might be small, but I want my tribe. The creatives, the rebels, right? With that. And so this, I'm going to wrap it up with saying, do you have the guts to fail? Do you have the guts to be judged? I realize that someone's going to judge me on this live today. And it might take me out for an hour because I'm scared to death of what people are going to think. But I'm here and I'm sharing my truth. And you might unfriend me. You might say, you're an idiot. Okay. But I want to be able to be a voice, not just a cute white girl brand. I mean, that's not me. I'm a voice. If anyone's around me, you'll know how my life is. I'm extremely out there in communication, and I'm extremely out there in how I think, and I'm a rebel in my conversations. And yeah, I'm a little too much sometimes. I am not the reserve girl. It's not me. It's not me, dude. It's not me. So if this interests you, if you're like, I want to be on that train, I want to know that I have a tribe of people, and the chief sexy boss, is going to give you the resources, the systems, and the structures, but more importantly, the philosophy mindset to move you beyond where you're at. That is really my intention. And so I'm going to be launching on Thanksgiving. I don't have a link for you right now. I don't have a link for you, but I'm going to do this really quick. I have this little banner thing. Let's see if it works. Okay. I'm kind of like cooled out about this banner. Feel free to follow me on YouTube and Amazon Live. I want to share with you a vulnerability I shared with some girlfriends the other night. We went to girls' night out. We actually had the entire restaurant to ourselves because it was Corona. So I was like, how did we get this restaurant to ourselves? They're like, welcome to the Corona. Not the beer. And I said to them what I'm telling you. I am scared of little shit. I've been doing this live. Some of these lives I've actually deleted because I'm like, that sucked, and I delete it. And I go into this fear for like 3 hours. A few of my friends who know me, they're like, what is wrong with you? And it's embarrassment. And it came from a time when I was in high school when someone got me to try out for the cheerleading team. Now, I had been in, if you're in Texas, there's a dance team and cheerleading. It's different. I was in dance team for years and very good. And we became number one in the state and and it was very good. So then I lived in this really small hick town, tiny, totally different story, really tiny. And someone's like, oh, you were in dance team. You should try it for a cheerleading. Now I'm new to this school. Okay. I did not belong, like not at all belong. I mean, this was a country hick town and I was like a city girl. So like it didn't work. Anyway, so someone said you should do this. And I'm being sick to myself. I think about it. And I came out, the whole school's there. Now this is not a big school, but the whole school's there. Teachers, this is Texas. So like cheerleading's a big deal. The whole damn school's in front of you in this auditorium, teachers and everything. And I get out there and I do a cheerleading thing and they laughed at me. The whole school like laughed at me. And I remember running back to the bathroom and just literally going to one of these like showers in some bathroom and like curling up in a ball. And then the thing was over and we were forced to go back to our classes and where everyone got a piece of paper. And I'm talking the entire school. Think about this. The entire school. This is crazy. A piece of paper and you had all the names of the cheerleaders were on it tried out and you got to circle. And I had to be in the space with my whatever, not friends, people, while they were voting not for me. They didn't vote me for me. They made fun of me. Like that. So it really affected me. And ever since then, that is why I've always not been much in front of the camera. Now you're probably thinking, what are you talking about? I'm really not in front of the camera much. I promote other people really well. Like I am the best interviewer. People who know me, you want to be interviewed and be a badass, like look like a fucking badass. You asked me to interview you. I'm really good. I've been paid for it. I'm really good. And that's because I know how to pull things out of people, but I keep the energy on you. And I've built 5 different businesses online. You probably don't even know them because I've been behind the scenes and I put them out front. See what I'm saying? Also that I don't have to deal with rejection and deal with the embarrassment that I'm not enough. That's the truth. So I remember that day, junior year. Woo! That was a rough day. And I went back into dance, actually. Crazy. So that's why I haven't been doing monologues. Monologues, the fear of the monologue. This right here. Sorry. I don't even know if anyone's watching. I can't even look. The fear of the monologue. The fear of, am I enough? Do I have anything to say? Is really prevalent with me. I am like I said, I'm the best. I'm the best. I have taken some turds, some idiots, and made them to stars. First one was in 2005. My next one was my ex. I made him into a star. I'm really good at that. But making not myself into a star, but giving myself permission to share the 20 plus years of me being online and direct response marketing. I built, I was telling my girlfriend last night, I was like, did you know I spent 10 years building an online newsletter with email marketing? I made $100,000 a year every year and I barely worked. And she's like, no. I'm like, yeah, because I don't talk about it, She's like, why don't you? I'm like, I don't know, So my point, so thank you for being here. I don't even know if no one's even probably listening, but, I just showed up today because I'm hoping that I give someone else permission to say, what are you scared of? And if someone's putting you down, they're not your tribe. They're not your people. And as I build Influencer Tribe, I realize that a lot of people, what they want when they connect with a network, what they want is like, who do you know? Or can I get access? I know a lot of people. So I don't want people in my tribe just because I know some badass names. You know, I want them in my tribe because I want to build a tribe of people that want to help others and help ourselves thrive. Not about who I know. Who cares? It's what my results have been and how I can really support you and your community and how you're going to then turn around and help the community. That's who I want. That's who I want. That's really who I want. You know, it's not who my Rolodex. I have a big fat Rolodex. It's not for sale. You know, it's not for sale. My Rolodex is not for sale. And nor it should be. And nor it should be. You know, a lot of people have connected with a particular network where I really like them. But people are like, well, you know, you should connect with that network. And I'm like, why? So that I can be connected with that. I mean, like, I want to actually I want to be a part of a tribe that empowers ourselves, that we can move forward and we are in our tribe and in our family together and we're empowering each other and we're becoming the stars. Not for me to buy my way into some network so they can connect with a cool guy or cool girl. It's just not how I want to play. It's just not how I want to play. Those are easy. You pay them $25,000 or $30,000. You can get connected to some really badass people. I've been there, done that. Guess what? You meet them, you take pictures, they're cool, you get your phone number, and then what? You know, you've got to build your own stuff. You've got to build your own business. They're not going to do it for you. And that's what Influencer Tribe is about for me. People that want to go, I want to build and thrive and give back, period. Is that you? Then you're my tribe. Cool. All right. I have no idea if anyone's listening. Hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe in my influencer and my YouTube channel, as well as my Amazon. And just because my friend told me to do this, he said, if you like and support my work, feel free to Venmo me some coffee. I do like coffee, by the way. And my love language is gifts. Just so you're clear. So someone sending me $5 on Venmo and PayPal say, let's have a cup of coffee. I'm like, let's do it. I love coffee. I'm actually a coffee freak. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a beautiful day.